Hello, this is Joe from High Pressure Equipment in Erie, Pennsylvania. Today we're here to talk about how to set up the controller on your intensifier. This can easily be done with a few steps. So there's 4 key settings to enter during setup for your intensifier. The first is the run mode. There's 2 options: manual, which when you turn the knob, that means the pressure automatically builds, and automatic, where you can turn the knob to a desired set point, press a button, and the unit will build pressure to that exact amount. Changing the value can easily be done by holding the button for 2 seconds. Once the screen starts to flash, you can let off the button. That will allow you to select between automatic and manual mode. In this case, we'll set auto. And I push the button, hold for 2 seconds until it flashes, let off to store the value. Now it's locked and we're ready to move on to the next setting. The next setting on the intensifier is the gain. The gain for the unit is a very important parameter which controls how fast the unit builds pressure depending on the size of volume that you're pumping into versus the amount of overshoot. So for example, if you're testing a gauge with a very small volume between the pump and the gauge, you want a low gain setting. I'd recommend gain number 1. If you're pumping into a reactor vessel, which may have a couple gallons worth of volume, I would recommend a higher gain setting, perhaps all the way up to number 5. The next parameter to set up are the pressure units. This allows you to change between metric and imperial units for the display. In this case, PSI will be the units displayed. So after you've entered those 4 key parameters on your intensifier, there are 2 display screens which reflect useful information about the operation of your pump. The first display is a cycle counter, which will tell you how many pump strokes you've ran, similar to a trip odometer in your car. This can be a very useful tool for preventative maintenance programs on your pump. The next screen is an alarm log. If you happen to see a code here, which will start with an E and a number, a video. For more information, feel free to check out our website. Hello, this is Joe from High Pressure Equipment in Erie, Pennsylvania. And today I'm here to describe how to set up the new intensifier pump. So the first thing you want to do when setting up the unit is make sure the power switch in the back is turned to off. So that means this switch needs to be depressed downward. The second thing you'll do is plugging the unit in to a standard wall outlet. That's 120 volt or 240 volt. So before you actually move forward priming the unit, you want to make sure the knob on the top, which controls the pressure outlet, is fully in the off position. Just make sure that's turned fully counterclockwise. So now it's time to power up the unit. So we'll come to this switch on the back and we'll flip the power switch upward. So now it's in the on position. We'll actually look at the screen and you'll see that says push button to start. That means the unit's fully powered up. We're ready to go. So we can push this button here. And that will get us into the run mode of the screen. So now it's time to connect the fluid lines on the intensifier. Coming in the front of the pump is the fluid inlet. That's a low pressure NPT connection. On the side of the unit is the fluid outlet, which is the high pressure connection. For units under 10,000 PSI, that's an NPT connection. And for units above 10,000 PSI, it's a coned and threaded HF4 connection. One thing that's important to note from a safety precaution, this is a high pressure unit, which means you must follow all your local safety practices when dealing with high pressure equipment. So priming can be achieved by turning the knob on the unit. If you turn the knob to the first setting, that's fast prime mode. It's represented by a rabbit on the label. There you heard the pump come on. That means it's running at about 200 cycles a minute to load fluid into your test. If you turn it up to the next setting, that's slow prime mode. It runs the unit at about 50 cycles a minute, and that's represented by a turtle icon on the label. So once your system is run long enough to fully fill with fluid, you can turn the knob to the off position and begin operation. Thanks for watching our video. For more information, feel free to check out